means we're going to go, well, not to the trade desk this time, although I'll open up the phone lines, 855-238-2789 or 855-BE-TASTY. That's the phone number to call. We'll get that number below so you can see it. If you do want to call in, we would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, we can also go to the YouTube chat. But right this moment, the trade desk is a little bit busy. We got my man Ryan in FX. Ryan, what's up? Crypto, sorry. What's up, man?
It's all good.
Oh, they gave you the DDD even. They gave you the DDD.
Yeah, we're giving all the team members the DDD, okay?
I know, I'm not used to cheating.
They don't take the DDD with them, all right?
We own the DDD?
Yeah, we own the DDD.
Actually, I own the DDD. I came up with that. I would just yell DDD, and they wouldn't have any. And then the team really kind of stepped it up, which was awesome, and gave us the DDD. Well, how are you, my friend?
Well, I appreciate you guys giving me it's the DDD?
DDD.
Okay, is there a T in there?
The Morse
it's
code.
Just a
Yeah,
D?
Ooh, yeah.
You're too old for Morse code.
Yeah.
I mean, you send money with a text.
Yeah, I'm on the blockchain, Tony.
Yeah, you're on the blockchain, right? You're in the cloud, for crying out loud.
Speaking of
from the cloud.
Speaking of your Olivetti,
typewriter. I think they were at a Long Island.
designed the first personal computer, so that's why you thought about that.
Oh, okay. See, I knew there was a connection.
That's from Rainier.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sending
as old as
that.
I am, if not older.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I had a Long Island too, but maybe I'm wrong there too. Probably wrong. Anyway, Ryan, what's up? Olivetti typewriters. You ever heard of them?
No, I have used a typewriter, though.
Really?
You have used a typewriter.
Yes,
That's
I've
good.
For what? Like poetry or something?
To write something. Yeah, at some point.
See, I remember when I used my first microwave.
Wow.
Wow, I know.
What'd you make?
I look good, right? Be honest.
What'd you make? What was it? That must have been an eye-popping experience.
I don't remember. I think it was something as easy as like boiling water.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you do the like popcorn and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, popcorn was
That would
another big
be-
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up in my household, you lived in fear of the microwave. Like, if you came within 5 feet of that device...
Was it tinfoil hat fear or was it like fear because
my mom read somewhere
It's radioactive
that
and-
radioactivity, the microwaves are gonna fry you.
See, because your mom still remembers when the TV was radioactive. We weren't allowed to get close to the TV because it was radioactive.
I've never heard that. Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And now we've decided we're just gonna hook it to our bodies
And put it right up to our
right
face.
to our groin.
Yeah, have it in our
Nothing
ear.
wrong can happen there. We're gonna have
Birth rates are declining globally. What is behind the cause?
Yeah.
no problem with brain tumors, nothing like that.
Yeah,
Stick it up in our ear.
No problem. No problem. I mean, we got bigger things to worry about, aliens, quantum computing.
It's all good.
traits.
That's good.
So good.
Oh, well.
So what's happening in the Bitcoin space? We got a nice little bounce today. I mean, yesterday.
Oh, a nice little bounce off
yesterday,
that sell-off of 4%. You told me October.
Yeah,
I'm leaning.
No, yesterday Bitcoin was dead again.
Dead dying, you mean?
Yeah, it was dead again.
Yeah, it was down
that was
like
it.
4% or something like that. It's only
Now we're back.
1% now.
Yesterday was an opportunity.
Yes.
Remember, I showed you guys the slides. We typically see 15%-ish pullbacks in there. So you do get some volatility. But, a little bit of a pullback following that move to new all-time highs. Maybe no surprise there.
A little bit. It was a significant pullback. I mean, if you just mentioned 10 to 15%, you got a 4-ish% move to the downside in one day. It was significant. You got to call it. It's called the way you see it.
Absolutely. And elsewhere, when you look at ETH, for example, down a lot more, get you questioning things, I suppose, right? A lot of exuberance on the upside, pulling back more than 5-6% at one point. Solana as well. So decent volatility to possibly take advantage of if you're trading both sides of this. Biggest movers for you guys here today, though, look at that.
BAT token.
Number one on the screen.
I do remember when it was $1, though. Wasn't it $1? Was it ever up to $1?
Some of these have been a little bit
higher.
Has it been a little bit higher?
Yeah.
It's 15 cents right now?
Yeah. That's part of your bag, okay? You've got a bag.
I remember, I think I bought a basket of all of these when we first came out of them. And then we had that regulatory problem. And we had to sell. I had to get out of all of them. I believe I still have whatever the original ones were in my crypto account. So, all right, I'm sorry.
We've brought most of them back now. Yeah. The pendulum is clearly swinging in the opposite direction.
Oh, sure.
So
definitely a boom with this administration over the
maybe we'll see. Yeah, maybe we'll see a recovery here, but yeah, definitely down from some of the all-time highs when you look at a lot of these alts, these smaller market cap tokens, such as Basic Attention Token. But some volatility in there, up 7% on the day, 13% here on the month. Algorand, Dogecoin, Uniswap and Aave. Uniswap and Aave give you some exposure to the DeFi theme. They're all up here as our biggest movers today.
Do you bucket those in the altcoin basket? Because those, like Uniswap, and we've had this conversation before, like that's got like a business. I mean, there is revenue that comes into that.
Yeah, I think generally
sort of
speaking, if I say altcoins, it tends to just be anything other than Bitcoin.
Yes.
But probably not the best way to look at it as well, because everybody thinks about that's all shit coins. And
Yeah, it's almost like mid cap versus like small cap, like Algo. That's a small cap shitcoin. I would say.
Certainly.
Am I wrong on that?
Yite.
Certainly versus Bitcoin.
Or versus like even a Uniswap though. Like Uniswap is like more. Is it not? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, different in the sense that it's a blockchain versus kind of what some of these other things represent, right? And I think that the thing that makes crypto difficult at times is we have all of these tokens, which you could maybe think of as shares in a company. They represent entirely different things in the same way that we wouldn't necessarily compare XYZ company to
XOM
ABC
to Apple.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Right. And so they all get bucketed together. Anything other than Bitcoin is shitcoin, altcoin.
Yeah.
It could be Ethereum all the way down to some random token that that nobody's ever heard of. So we've got to do a better job, I think, at least I can on this show to help to categorize some of this stuff. But
In a particular order. Rank them in your own personal opinion.
These 5?
Yeah.
oh, these 5 here. I mean, I think you've got to put Doge.
I mean, they're all speculative, right?
Right. Yeah, you've got to put Doge number 1. It's actually the best performing crypto asset of all time. It's actually outperformed Bitcoin, believe it or not, if you go all the way back. Insane gains in there.
It's really
down.
unbelievable.
It's down versus Bitcoin.
Crowds, man.
40-something cents, 60-something cents.
Yeah,
It was like
and all the way up
wasn't
there.
it
I mean,
like
I think you got
70
to
or-
kind of look at this and you got to play for $1. As insane as that sounds, we have seen some really crazy stuff in these markets. As you know, it doesn't stay there. But if you're looking for that trade, you're trying to hit that home run. I mean, I think there's some opportunities at times.
What was the lowish on Doge? Was it
like
it's gotta
a
be
fraction of
I mean, in terms of
No. I mean,
modern
after
times.
Sorry, yeah,
in terms of modern times,
I know all of
yeah.
these. I mean, Ethereum was fractions of a penny too, or whatever. What was in modern times? Like, and by modern times I mean when Elon Musk was pumping it.
Oh, even before that, I remember, probably sub 10 cents is probably what I would sub 10 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents.
Single digits.
Yeah, single
high
digits.
single digits.
And then all the
And
way
it got up to around.
I want to say around 60-ish cents or so. I don't have the chart in front of me, but
That's okay.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would put Doge number 1 on this screen of these here.
That's a vol play.
All right, give me your last one.
Yeah.
Just so you don't have to rank them, give me your last one.
Sorry, Tony.
The Batcoin?
Wait a minute. Wasn't Batcoin, didn't that have something to do with, hold on, I'm going to get it. I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to get it.
I think it's an ad
advertisement?
platform.
Yeah.
Advertisement, right?
yeah.
Advertisement.
Yeah, so I do think there's utility here. This is just my personal opinion. Maybe Algorand is last and Bat second to last. I think there's absolutely something to Uniswap
Right,
and
that can
Aave.
never be last. Second to last, no.
Yeah. But the basic attention token is related to the Brave web browser and unique in that, one of the features, I suppose, is when you use that web browser, they really emphasize privacy and ad blocking. But through that platform, the idea is if you want to view ads, you can get rewarded for viewing those ads for your attention, right? In this cryptocurrency. So a unique use case. It's been around for a very long time. In terms of performance, down significantly off of the highs. But there's definitely something there. And I think it's, again, a novel use case. And you're starting to see more and more of this in terms of how this technology is just deployed. But in terms of kind of the investment perspective, that's less interesting to me. There's some utility there. But from the investment perspective, I think Uniswap, Aave, the idea that things are moving towards blockchain-based infrastructure, decentralized financial services, we know, I was trading on Uniswap yesterday. We know that Uniswap generates billions of dollars of revenue per year. we know that it's been hindered by a regulatory environment that has been less than conducive to crypto up until recently. So there's possibly some value that can be unlocked there, right? If in the event that there's some clarity and Uniswap can pass on protocol fees to the token holders in the form of a dividend, that changes the game. And that's true for Aave, that's true for a lot of other DeFi protocols where real use cases, millions of users across the space and growing, real revenues there. It's just really early. So that's interesting to me in terms of how I would rank them. I'd put probably Algorand and BAT towards the bottom and maybe Doge at the top just because it's something that has everyone's attention in this space. And it's been resilient, right? Regardless of the argument that I'm sure you get this in the chat at times. It's a Ponzi scheme, it's worth nothing, I can't touch it, blah, 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 blah. It's been around for the better part of a decade, right? Bitcoin came out in 2008. The argument is kind of starting to border on like, you still don't believe in
it's $1 trillion market.
Right, multi-trillion-dollar market cap. Obviously, it's going to be volatile, but the idea that it's going to zero, I mean, we've survived that, a boom bust cycle. If you go all the way back to some of the exchange hacks very early on to the FTX collapse, I mean, if this thing was going to die,
it's had
the ETFs are probably the most popular and most successful ETF product launches of all time.
Yes.
So that's my rant. That's how I'd rank these. But Doge isn't going anywhere. I think it's fun to trade. You've been able to buy it in the teens and trade it into the mid-20s here kind of more recently. Does it go higher in a broad-based crypto rally? Absolutely. Does it stay there? Probably not.
Absolutely, perhaps. Yeah. Do you have another slide here? You're done with
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So, as I've mentioned here before, I think it's important to price a lot of these tokens. When you think about I've got limited capital, I can allocate to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, et cetera. How do I think about that? I think you need to put this in Bitcoin price terms instead of dollars. They all go up together with varying, kind of degrees of volatility, but we want to look for opportunity from a relative performance perspective. So we look at the ETH BTC ratio to start with. Bitcoin is the largest by market cap. ETH is second to that. And you can see it's about 300ths of a Bitcoin. The all-time high in there is about 800ths. I think you could get to a tenth in a crazy bull market if this stuff continues. We'll see.
Which is you're saying a 3x in the percentage move.
Yeah,
versus what
Bitcoin
look
at the current, it depends. Does Bitcoin go much, much higher?
Or stay flat?
Goes up, or does Bitcoin go down? ETH stays flat or goes up? Like all those things can affect this ratio, right? But if you just use the current price of 120 and a tenth of that is going to be a $12,000 ETH price, $10,000 ETH price. We'll see. The all-time high in there is 5. Can a $5 stock go to 10? People get caught up in it's 5,000, it's 10,000, it's 100,000, but can a $5 stock go to 10? It can. We're talking about market caps that are just a couple $100 billion.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about applications that are being built on this technology.
Nobody scoffs when AMD moves $100 billion overnight, or Oracle.
The entire market cap of Solana, right?
Yeah, or OpenAI says they're putting $100 billion here in over 15 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. It did not. To your point, the numbers they're not that big.
Yeah, I think it's helpful perspective or context before everybody just tells me that I'm full of it or I'm crazy. But that's kind of how I think about some of this stuff, at least. That said, ETH BTC, you look at relative performance here recently. ETH has outperformed Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's hit an all-time high over the last quarter or so. ETH's up about 50% versus Bitcoin, also up about 3% year to date. Versus Bitcoin as well. But everything else, as I've mentioned, has underperformed Bitcoin. It's been Bitcoin over everything. A similar story, I suppose, when you look at gold versus other precious metals. Some of them might or are starting to catch a bid. Playing catch up here could outperform possibly, but the story's been gold. Story's been Bitcoin. ETH's trading a little bit better. You can see that over the last 3 months, Solana trading a little bit better, Doge a little bit better against Bitcoin, but down significantly in relative terms here since the start of the year. The other thing that you might want to do is price some of these tokens in other base currencies. If I look at Solana and ETH as kind of competitors or alternative investment substitutes possibly, price Solana and ETH, you look at those charts, you can get a sense of when, it might be trading a little bit better. I want to maybe ride some of that momentum in one token or the other. And then I think, when you go back to, okay, I'm talking about Uniswap and Aave as these interesting DeFi themes, potential longer term investments. Well, they're all Ethereum-based protocols. Uniswap is on ETH and many other layer twos. So price it in the underlying ETH and look at that from a performance perspective. And I think that you can use that as a signal. And today, could change obviously, but Uniswap has significantly underperformed a broader kind of macro view or trade in that space being ETH. Down 56% year to date.
I like it. I mean, we got Grumpy Mike in the chat is talking about how Beanie Babies are still being traded on eBay.
Oh, I love Grumpy Mike, by the way.
Yeah, Grumpy Mike's
up to all. He's the best.
He's the best. He's the best. But he's just confirming your point of, things, you think things go to zero and, you still got Beanie Babies trading.
Nothing greater than Beanie Baby dodgeball.
Nothing
was better.
What is this?
We would we would get the Beanie Babies. This is Beanie Baby craze.
$5 to keep your kid quiet, like you can go out that night. I'm gonna bring you back a Beanie Baby. It was the best thing ever created, and they loved it. Loved it.
We had a bin of them, like a huge bin, and we would
Laundry baskets full.
Yeah, laundry baskets full, and we would play dodgeball. So like my friends would come over. He'd be on one side of the basement, me and my friends on the other side, and we just sling,
hiding behind behind couches. I would be out in the open.
And we would hold them by like the tail or the leg and just fling these things at each other, and they would break and the beads would get everywhere. My mom would sew them up. And then one day during the Beanie Baby craze, we took the bin of Beanie Babies, and these are Beanie Babies. There's no tags on them. There's dirt. They've been thrown outside. They've been sewed back together. They're like Frankenstein Beanie Babies. And we took them to some place and had some schlub, some guy valued
$20 for this one, $50 for that one.
Bleachers.
Had him appraised.
What's that, Bet?
Bleachers.
Yes.
Is that still there?
Your
Sure is.
uncle is the one that got me the money back. Yeah.
Oh, Scott was the best.
Yeah.
He was the best at that. He was the best. I'll tell you one quick story because then we got to go, and I apologize to anybody who called. We will get to you tomorrow.
Yes.
Or the next day. I apologize. The best one was when your friend Joey, who I came down the stairs, and I turned around. Was it Joey or was it?
I don't remember.
I whipped one into his stomach, and he started to cry. and I had to calm him down because I did not want to hear it from the family members. You know what I mean? They would stick out their heads, and I would whack them. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So
Beanie Baby dodgeball.
It's like getting hit with a
Can't do that with kids anymore. Hey, listen, we got to take a quick 90-second. They're too soft. Vinny's too soft. We got to take a quick 90-second break and come back. We got more Tasty Live with Liz and Jenny from the floor of the SIBO right after this. Peace.